Smash Mouth Sports, we are at it again. We couldn't wrap this night up, even though I'm going to be tempted to see the guys right over here at the NFL Network, less than half a mile away. I may take a stroll down Bayshore Boulevard afterwards, see if our good fellows are still rolling. But we got to get to Danny Amendola and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the Patriot way. I have been saying this for many years, and I'm so glad that Danny Amendola had made my day, that he just roasted Bill Belichick. I did a show earlier this season, saying Bill Belichick's got to go. Fire Bill Belichick, the general manager, and Bill Belichick, the coach, is on the hot seat. And that was very early. This was in early November that I said that, because I knew without Tom Brady, all he is a stern taskmaster, a greedy, angry, bitter coach. Let's hear it, Cam. Defend your guy that you love.
I can't. There's nothing to defend him with. Everything Danny Amendola said is fact. Everything. The Patriot way was, is, and always will be Tom Brady. And
let me ask a simple question. His first year, and I'm talking about Bill Belichick. So he was an established coach for the Browns. He got hired for the Patriots. He had a loaded roster, with Willie McGinnis and the whole crew, okay? And Drew Bledsoe, the number 1 overall pick that they gave up a ransom for. He had a loaded roster from Bill Parcells, that Bill Parcells left Bill Belichick. Is that correct?
100%.
That Patriots team in 2000 won 5 games. They were 5-11 with a loaded roster with the number 1 overall pick. So don't say, oh, we had Case Keenum, we had a Tyrod Taylor, we had no. You had Drew Bledsoe, who at the time was highly, highly regarded. And you had a loaded defense. That team was 5-11. Then you're going to say, well, surely the next year, the team that won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, surely that team was loaded. That team was loaded too. But guess what? Drew Bledsoe started the second season too. He started that season 0-2. So my question to you is this. Was the Patriot, what changed between 5-11, then 5-13, to going 11-3 the rest of the way and winning the Super Bowl? Okay. And then Brady comes in. Okay, so Brady comes in 11-3. That's what sparks the second year. Almost 20 years of greatness, winning every year. Brady leaves. You miss the playoffs again at 7-9.
With another number 1 overall pick.
Number 1. So let's look at the common denominator. Number 1 overall pick, 6'5", Drew Bledsoe, 5-13. Number 1 overall pick, Cam Newton, big, 6'5", 250 pounds.
6'9".
All the size, 7-9 overall. 7-9 overall. Okay? 7-9 overall. The one game with COVID.
Correct.
So 5 wins, 7 wins, nowhere near 10 or 11, definitely not 12 or 13.
Nope.
And yet, let's look at Tom Brady's resume. So Tom Brady has missed the playoffs one time in his career, his second year where they were 9-7.
In which he led the league in touchdown passes that year.
And he led the league in touchdown passes. His defense, the defense had to be retooled. The defense was having some problems that year. But so his worst year was the second year, and then he goes on and went back-to-back Super Bowls.
Correct.
Which has not been done since.
Nope.
By him or by anybody.
By anybody. Nope, they were the last team. Correct.
And Brady consistently wins 12, 13, 14 games every year. And then so you're like, okay, well, he's leaving Bill Belichick and the great Patriots, right? Leaving that system, leaving it totally. He goes to Tampa Bay, who has not won a playoff game since 2003, since their own Super Bowl.
Correct.
And his first year there, he wins 11 games in the regular season and 14 games overall.
He's in the Super Bowl.
And he's in the Super Bowl at home for the first time ever. I've seen a lot of, I've been on Twitter all week. I've seen a lot of, but Brady's this and this and this and blah, blah, blah. It's nothing but hatred. Brady is the system. It's that simple. Cam, let's hear it.
He is. And you know what? I've been thinking a lot about this lately, and it occurred to me, like, why was this only a debate in New England? Like, Everyone here debated, is it Brady? Is it Belichick? The answer is it was both of them, obviously. It was the combination of them that made them so great. But obviously, if you had
But it was Brady. But it was Brady.
It was. No, it was absolutely more Brady. It was 90% Brady, 10% Belichick, in my opinion. And the biggest Brady fan in the world, Skip Bayless, actually gave Belichick 25% yesterday.
Okay, that's fine. I have no problem. Look, if you want to give Bill Belichick 25% or 30%, that's totally fine. Belichick,
don't tell me it's 70%.
Don't tell me it's 70, 80% plus Belichick, because it isn't.
No, it's not.
It isn't.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This was only a debate in New England. Look, we all respect and revere Andy Reid and think Andy Reid's a great coach. Does anybody suggest he's more important than Patrick Mahomes?
No.
We all think Pete Carroll's a very good coach. Does anybody suggest he's more important than Russell Wilson?
No.
So why was this only a debate?
Or Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Guess what? Matt LaFleur is great coaching. Oh, we're balanced. We're 13-3. We're 13-3. We go to the NFC Championship. Okay. Put your boy Jordan Love. Put Case Keenum in. Forget Jordan Love. Jordan Love sucks. He's a bust. That's fact. That's science. Concrete. Okay? Cam, you're going to have to get over that. Okay? It's stamped. Let's give him Case Keenum. Let's give him Tyrod Taylor. Name a guy that is in the 25 to 35 range. I guarantee you they don't win 10 games in Green Bay with the same 10. They don't win 10 games, much less 12 or 13 or 14. They don't do it.
Let's go. Peyton Manning had 4 head coaches: Jim Mora, Tony Dungy, Jim Caldwell, Gary Kubiak. Did anyone ever suggest that any of those coaches were more important than Peyton Manning?
No, of course not.
The answer is no.
Peyton Manning is the system.
Yes, of course. But
in fact, Jim Caldwell was fired. Jim Caldwell was fired because Peyton Manning was the system.
Correct.
Because, after he left, they did okay, but they didn't light the world on fire.
But here's what occurred to me. Do you know why this was a debate in New England?
Yes, because you guys are sick.
Because Bill Belichick tells you at every corner that it is him. He told you every chance he got. And the Patriots and the Crafts told you every chance they got how smart they were, how great their system was. Did you ever see the Do Your Jobs, the documentaries?
Yeah.
Do you remember the one when they went into detail of the coaching that went into the Malcolm Butler interception, that they knew that play was coming?
I caught that. They knew, yeah.
They spent 15 minutes telling you they knew it was coming. Matt Patricia this year, while he was still in Detroit, was asked by a reporter why the Lions kept blowing so many fourth quarter leads and if it had to do with his coaching. And his answer was, well, I think I have one of the greatest plays in the history of the NFL in the fourth quarter where I think I did a pretty good job, meaning the Butler interception. These coaches, they feed it. The Patriots coaches, they think they're the reason. There was a quote in a book by Ian O'Connor that the Patriots coaches believe that they could have success with any of the top 15 quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, I remember. That's the other reason. Look, I got no problem that Bill Belichick's got a big – he does. He deserves a big ego. He deserves it.
No one here is saying he's not a great coach.
He's won 6 titles with the Patriots. Tip my hat to him. He won 2 with the defensive coordinator of the Giants. I agree. Bill Belichick's a great coach. That's not my argument. That is not my argument. But don't tell me it's all the hoodie. Don't tell me we're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. Bill, how come you guys want? It's all on to Cincinnati. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that that's the reason why. Yes, having Tom Brady makes a difference. Driving the ship with Tom Brady changes everything. It changes your stars. It changes everything. So like and subscribe to the channel. Tom Brady, you never know. These next couple weeks, he may end up on Smash Mouth Sports, either coming in the studio, on his front lawn. There's a lot of ways that we may be able to reach out to Tom Brady. So we look forward to it. Like and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit me up at Smash TV Radio. But I absolutely love that Danny Amendola called it out, and people got angry. So let me see if I get this straight. Most expatriate players are appreciative for winning 2 or 3 or 4 Super Bowls. They come on ESPN. They take a job at ESPN. We respect Tom Brady. We respect Bill Belichick and blah, 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 blah. And they toe the company line. I got no problem with Danny Amendola saying what he believes. Yes, they did him wrong personally. And
they kept making him take pay cuts, right?
Made him take pay cuts. That's why Bill Belichick,
the
hoodie, that's why Bill Belichick likes guys that are not flashy and flamboyant, guys that he feels he can boss around.
And that was the root of Amendola's anger. At the end of the day, Amendola's angry because he didn't get paid. And then he's taking it out now.
And he's right.
He's right.
He's angry, but you know what? He's right. Because if he felt that Bill Belichick was a – look, let me just say this because we could go on an hour-long rant. But like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to wrap this up earlier. But the point, I want to make it very simple. Forget everything we know. Belichick won 7 games this year. Brady has won 14.
He's in the Super Bowl.
And he's in the Super Bowl in his own hometown, which has never been done.
Was out of it by election day.
Right. So they may have to vote thumbs down, and they may, he might need a pardon. If at this rate that Bill Belichick's going, he's going to need the pardon. So last week, Cam, when you talked about the Patriots and Bill Belichick, he's so emotional. It's like Aaron Jacobson said last night, wah, 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 why don't you cry about it? You're going to have to get over.
Trust me, I'm rooting for Brady.
Over it, yeah.
Of course I'm rooting for Brady. But I'm angry at Bill Belichick, and I'm angry at Robert Kraft. Because when you act
you need to let that go. You need to let that go.
When you act like you have all the answers and you don't, and you fall on your face, you deserve to get called out for it. And the Patriots acted like they had all the answers, that they were more than just a quarterback, that they were a model franchise and a model organization.
They were.
Embarrassed.
They were. They were the model franchise. When they had Tom, look, let me just wrap this up with this, okay? All these guys, okay, these quarterbacks, we went over most of them, okay? Let's be real, okay? As much as I like Jimmy G, we're going to throw his name in the mix. I know you guys might end up with him. Good. Hope it works out. If you had Kirk Cousins, if you had Jimmy G, who are higher tier as far as, higher tier than Cam Newton is now. So, again, we're not talking about top 5. We're not talking about Russell Wilson, Rodgers, and the rest of the group. But I'm saying even if you had a Kirk Cousins, even if you had a Jimmy G, even if you had arguably a Dak Prescott or a Carson Wentz for 20 years, you still would not have had that long-term success. Just look at the rest of the guys. Just look at the problems the Packers have had in the last 2 years going to back-to-back NFC championship games, and they've had a ton of problems with Jordan Love, drafting this guy and that guy. Success is great, but long-term success is extremely difficult without a quarterback. Okay, let me simplify this. Deshaun Watson in Houston, they're having a lot of problems. He's elite. Russell Wilson, they're having a lot of problems with their defense, firing coaches. Aaron Rodgers, they're having problems. Carson Wentz, they're having problems. Jared Goff, they had problems. They were in the Super Bowl with the same damn team. They traded him to Matt Stafford, who has no playoff success at all. He's got one playoff win. One.
Correct.
So let's be real about this. Tom Brady's a system. When Tom Brady falls in line, the other 52 guys do. Because he can tell Randy Moss, Troy Brown, Deion Branch, all the super best, Gronk or whoever, hey, you're not more valuable than Tom. Tom takes the coaching. Tom is here at 6 a.m. Tom does this. Tom does this. And by using Tom, Belichick is able to use Tom for 20 years to get the other 52 guys to fall in line. That's the key.
100%. It's just 100%. And I think also when, according to Mike Florio, Bill Belichick's getting $25 million a year, and then he comes to you and says you have to take a pay cut. You're like, me? How about you? It's preposterous.
Here is the problem, and both of our phones are going buck wild. Everybody's tweeting us and retweeting us, and we love it. That's why the last thing I'm going to say, Cam, is look, I don't think it can work. When you have a coach that is also the GM, it doesn't work well. I know because people like that.
Your coach when you're
let me say this. There's many reasons why, but I'll give you the simple reason. If your boss says, come in at this time, come in at this, run this play, run this route, do X, Y, Z, and you do everything he asks you to do, okay? In your mind, okay, it was noon to 3-8, it was noon to 2-8, noon to 2, okay, or let's do 2 to 4. So it's 2 to 4 in the afternoon. It was 100 degrees. You did everything your coach told you to do. You had a good season. You did everything he asked you, never complained, right?
Yep.
Okay, Cam.
Time to talk about contract.
We're in the offseason now. We're looking at renewing you. We only think you're worth slightly above the league minimum. Coach, I know my stats suffered, but I'm a team guy. I know I'm not Randy Moss. I know I'm not Julio Jones. I did everything you asked me to do. And you're asking me to take a pay cut? Yeah, that's why it doesn't work. Bill Belichick can be tough and still coach the same way he coaches. You could have a GM. Even if your GM doesn't have the stroke, even if your GM does not have the bravado, right, it's still a defined role. That is the problem, like Seattle.
The GM there answers to Pete Carroll, but there's a separate GM, correct?
Right, but there's a separate guy. So you can have – it's totally acceptable if the GM reports to Bill Belichick. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. If Bill Belichick says, I need offensive line, I need defensive line, but having said that, here is my problem, and this is why I said it wasn't going to work without Brady. Year after year after year of drafting a N'Keal Harry, of drafting a Chad Jackson, drafting a random, jabroni from Appalachian State or some random team, Brady makes it work. Brady makes it work. But now, when you're the only coach / GM that doesn't go to the Senior Bowl, that's a problem.
I wish I could defend him, but I can't. The fact that the Senior Bowl was last week, there's no combine this year. Remember, no combine, and they're offered the chance to coach. The coaching staffs are offered the chance to coach the Senior Bowl based on reverse draft order. And the coaching staffs that were there last week were the Panthers and Dolphins. They coached the game, but every team scouts were there, which means Bill Belichick had the chance to coach this game and said no.
I gotta say, and his wife is now going buck wild. Instagram, Twitter, social media, deleting their profiles, making them private. I'm just saying. All I'm saying, before we wrap up, we've gone a little long here. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you staying on. All I know is this, and yes, I got my boxing outfit on tonight. I'm feeling the flow with the Bucks, and I'm, all the excitement going on. I got my boxing outfit on. Here we go. Apollo, Rocky Balboa. Here's what I'll say. All I know, with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick is the godfather. He's buttoned up. Let me make you an offer you can't refuse. And that's how he makes his GM offer. I'll make you one offer, Amendola. And I'll make you one offer. And they take it.
With Bill Belichick, he's Don Corleone. Correct.
He's Don Corleone, the godfather. 1 year without Brady.
Now he's Don Knox.
His stock is plummeting. His players are questioning him. Stephon Gilmore, their best player, wants out. Many other guys wants out. Guys that were there, if they do come back, they want a huge raise. Okay, Jimmy G and some of the others. Gronk doesn't want to play there. He came back out of retirement to play with Brady. Danny Amendola is going on radio shows, TV shows, blasting Bill Belichick. Where are the former players defending him? Where are they?
Nowhere.
The Teddy Brewskis. Okay, I know Rob Ninkovich said Danny Amendola shouldn't have said that, but he didn't blast him. He didn't say he was wrong. All he said was he shouldn't have said that. All he said was protect the house. Keep it in house. Danny Amendola's not in the house.
Players defend players.
He's in a different house because right now the Patriots are a house divided, like Game of Thrones. It's a battle for the Iron Throne, and there can only be one king.
And it's Tom Brady.
And Tom Brady's the king, and Tom Brady's the GOAT. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, like and subscribe to the channel.